Hey everybody, thank you so much for tuning in. It is the first day of school for my girls. Rhett goes tomorrow for kindergarten, but they're starting today, first day. And the start of school has brought up a topic in this household that frankly, I'm not even sure I'm ready for this, but makeup. Makeup to school, makeup for a preteen, a 10, almost 11-year-old, a 5th grader. They're interested in makeup and skincare and kind of wanting to do something, but yet I'm not wanting them to do a lot. Is any of this stuff necessary? No. I mean, is it really necessary for anybody? No. But I can understand the joy of the routine and the getting ready time and the ritual of it all. I get it. So on a very small scale, I've talked to Belle about this. She has a little bag. It doesn't have much in it, but it's something that I feel is appropriate for her age. Is this very subjective? Yes. You could disagree with me. You could think, oh, they could do way more than that. Or maybe it's excessive to do anything at all. Whatever. But did you know that from the time Belle was born, I began getting comments like, when do you think you'll let her wear makeup? I'm serious because it's just so relevant to what I do. And for a long time, I just kind of avoided that question because I really didn't know. I just knew that maybe around the 5th, 6th grade mark, I might have started putting on some powder without any skincare underneath, and it probably didn't look real good. Might have started tweezing the unibrow around 6th grade-ish, but I really wasn't sure what to think of my own kid in this context, and now here we are. And I want her to know what to do. I want her to feel equipped. I don't want her to feel like, oh my gosh, you need this. And I don't think she feels that way at all. It's just the fun of it, okay? So here's what came to my mind. Wear your SPF, your facial SPF. That's good to wear every day. I don't mind if there's some tinted lip balm or lip gloss involved. That's fine by me. What's another step to do just for the sake of feeling like you're doing something? How about brow gel? Yes, those unruly brows. Not really, but it's like a little colorless thing that you could do. So we'll throw that in. And then I know she likes blush. She thinks blush is fun and pretty. So what's a blush that can be applied in a very foolproof, very subtle way? So we've got that. That's essentially the routine in my eyes for a preteen. Another funny thing about Belle is the fact that she's been in cheer for several years now and has been so glammed up on more times than I can count. The kids weren't a full face with false lashes for hours on end, but we all know that that's something I'm doing. That's something only for that occasion. It doesn't really trickle outside of the cheer and dance world, right? But I brought up her little makeup bag and we went through yesterday. We talked through the application of some of these things, and I'll have some clips of what went down with that. But I thought it just, some people might be curious. You might have a kid of similar age and you're just kind of wondering where do we begin? And by the way, everything she's using is drugstore. I know there's a craze of young girls using a bunch of Sephora stuff, and I can't relate to that on any level with my own childhood, so we're just not going there with it. But she's got this Cetaphil Daily Oil-Free Facial Moisturizer with SPF 35. It's a good texture. It's very lightweight. It's very easy to blend into your skin. You're not getting a white cast. You're not getting like pore clogging issues. So that's the first thing that's going on. Next, for a brush, we're doing a strategy of kind of like one brush for everything. This is a brush that I had that I think is a super good multitasking size. Okay, you don't need a full brush wardrobe if you can have one brush that can do a lot of steps and just be a very good universal size. So this is the round tapered powder brush, PD8 from Profusion. Profusion is a great affordable brand for brushes. You can find a couple of different 3-packs that contain some of my favorite eye brushes. They have face brushes. This is one that's sold individually, but look at this perfect shape and size. The taper down the side, it's not too big, not too small. And I thought on top of this, if you have any intention of just wanting to do blush, I do think you need a little bit of powder going on over your moisturizer so things aren't just straight sticking. And really, no matter how subtle you think your blush is, it's gonna stick in a hard to blend way if you're going straight on top of moisturizer. So she's got this Rimmel Stay Matte Pressed Powder. This is the shade Sandstorm. Something I love about Rimmel Stay Matte Powder is it does the job, but you can't overdo it. You're never gonna like cake yourself up. Look at what happens when a brush goes in. Do you see powder flying everywhere? No, it's very firmly pressed, but yet it will have that powdering effect. So, you know, taking some of that, getting it lightly all over your face. That's what you're gonna need to do if you have any intention of doing color on top. I think it's cool if she uses a little blush. Let's learn how to apply blush the right way. But this is something I recently came up with at Ulta, and I actually think it's perfect if you want to play with some other face steps as well. It's the Ulta Baked Sculpt and Glow. This is their new packaging, and probably the most subtle shade that they have in this is called California Sunlight. Let me show you. So Laura Geller-esque. The bronzer is very soft. There is some glow in it. If anybody can wear some glowy bronzer, it's a 10-year-old with some perfect skin, so go for that. Again, this same brush, you can pop into that, lightly get the bronzer around the hairline where the sun would naturally hit. If you want to try to hit some contour zones with this, you could. It would look good. But then you can kind of dust that brush off and you can go straight into your blush with this same brush and hit the apples of your cheeks. You could talk in depth about blush placement and where exactly it looks best. I just say smile and pop it on the apples of your cheeks. We don't need to overcomplicate this, okay? She's just using a very light amount. And then there's a little highlighter in there too that you can use for a little glow. It's not crazy glowy, but it's just a nice soft pearl. But I love what's in here, and I love the softness level for somebody who's really keeping it light and natural. So again, it starts here. We've got a little bit of powder, and we've got this. One positive thing that I have passed on to my children has been brows. They're kids with brows, and I love that. And Belle has some fantastic brows, just all on their own. They're like just the perfect shape. She's got the perfect little bit of fluff in the inside. Fun little thing you could do to enhance that would be just a little bit of brow gel. Again, this is a kid kind of looking for some steps to do, but I'm not wanting them to be real intense or colorful steps. So a clear brow gel, yes. I'm holding here NYX Control Freak. This is a really good one for not overloading your brows. The mechanism that the brush comes out of really cleans off any and all product. I told her just get, you know, any excess off the tip, and then you will not overgoop your brows. You know, you can just kind of go through them and you'll be good. She immediately tried to go sideways. I'm like, no, brush those lines up. Something to do, something colorless, it's fine. And then we're now to the last step, which is a lip product. My goodness, there are a million directions that one could go with that would be fine by me. There is such a huge landscape of tinted lip balms out there. Sheer lip glosses. That's kind of the place we're staying in. We're not getting into highly pigmented lipsticks and lip liners and that type of thing. We're just, you know, having fun. A colorless lip smacker, fine. If you want a little more color, this is something that I picked up and passed down to her. I love this. I will probably get another one for myself, but this LA Colors Shea Butter Lip Balm from Dollar Tree. This shade is Sheer Black Cherry. And yes, it does look dark, but it's just like this little glaze of berry pink, and it's super pretty, and it's also, on top of that, extremely comfortable. Feels so nice on your lips. So it could end there, and then or you could apply, you know, some kind of lip gloss. I've got this super sheer one here from Wet n Wild lip oil called Cedar Rose. I love the texture of a Wet n Wild lip oil. This one is going to be, you know, basically clear. In the video, she kind of like layered them both up. You wouldn't need to do that. I just wanted to put a couple of like mom approved items there in the makeup bag. So it's very simple. This routine does not involve concealer. This routine does not involve mascara. Not saying those would be bad things, but we're talking ground floor, your first ever kind of makeup look. This is my idea of a look that feels like something to someone who wants to desperately have that little routine, but is highly goof proof and just leaves her looking really just like her own normal self. Maybe just a little extra glow and shine.
The finished look is very natural, a natural kind of look, and it's not too heavy like on the eyes. I learned like how much to put on your brush and how little to put on your brush.
And that one brush, if it's the right type of brush, can actually do several things. Thank you. Love you.
Oh.
Anyway, feel free to let me know your feedback in the comments section. We can start a little discussion on this topic of first makeup. What are your first makeup memories? Again, for me, I remember having a CoverGirl Clean Press powder in like the brown compact, and the CoverGirl mascara called like Professional Mascara in a blue tube, and every lip smacker under the sun. That was kind of where it started for me. But anyways, let's shift to a 41-year-old's makeup. I can talk about what I have on today if you'd like to know. This was actually a really quick makeup routine. I'm trying to get through my time up here a little faster because I just want to double check that everybody has everything they need for starting their day and take some pictures and stuff. But this is Rimmel Multitasker Better Than Filters. Love this stuff. It's a light kind of glowy primer with some tint in it. 003 is my shade, so that's on all over. I also used my Rimmel Multitasker Concealer in the shade Sand, so I've got that on the under eye area for some brightness and some coverage. L'Oreal Infallible Blurfection in the pink light shade. e.l.f. Halo Glow Powder Filter, I've just got that on all over my skin. And then I busted out my Rare Beauty Contour Stick because I hadn't used her in a while and I kind of missed her. She's in the shade Good Energy. That's just a product with a great pigment, great blend. And then I busted out my Hourglass Ambient Lighting Edit Unlocked palette. This is the Evil Eye one, and it's just a great little assortment of shades to maybe set your bronzer. I used that blush. I threw on a little bit of this glowy powder, and yeah, just a nice little accent to the look. My brows are the CoverGirl Clean Fresh Brow. I keep thinking the Nano is going to run out any day now, and it just goes down a little bit at a time. And I paired with that the brow gel wax stuff. I am so into my little Clinique duos these days, and this is the one called Starlight Starbright. Yeah, at one point I just bought so many of them, and this is a very easy, like soft taupey shimmer eye. Super simple. Got a little bit of Brown Abyss just on my upper lash line, and then the Colossal Bubble Mascara is on my top lashes, and e.l.f. Lash Extender is on the lower lashes. Felt like being sort of bright and bold on the lips, so I used a hard candy lip liner that I don't frequently talk about because I'm just not always going this bright, but it's Summer Fling in the Instapout line. So I've got that on. I grabbed out this Rimmel lipstick in Soft Hearted, but it was actually quite a bit more like cool mauve-y than I was looking for, but the lip color is really mostly made up of this liner here. And then for some gloss on top, I use the Lifter Gloss in the shade Bubblegum. So that's my look today, friends. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you kind of understand where we're coming from with this. The desire to get involved with makeup, but also the desire for it to not be too much. I hope everybody getting ready for a new school year is having fun with it. And yeah, I will see you all again very soon. I love you. Bye.